And then you
Yeah.
see, Patricia Arquette speaking as a good leftist about gender, about women's rights and women's economic justice. Well, and she's being attacked because she didn't also include women of color and non-women women and all of the super left people. Why doesn't MSNBC pursue that direction and go further left? Because that's where the action is now.
That's where the action is in the activist circles, but you can't sell that. I mean, they tried with current TV. I don't know that you can sell that. It's not. Tumblr is not something that you can really sell as a TV channel. I just don't. I don't think that you can do it. It just doesn't work like that. So they have to try and go the opposite direction and try to do some real stuff. But as you were talking about, I mean, this thing with Arquette opening her mouth during the Oscars and just spewing out what everybody on the right, I mean, all the people who I saw their Twitter feeds were watching the Oscars. I wasn't, but they're calling her out for continuing to talk about this ridiculous this ridiculous premise of the income gap between males and females, when there have been so many studies that show that no, that's not the case when you control for how women take their time off versus how men do, all of that stuff. Once all of those things are controlled for, the income gap disappears. So she was.
And I think the gap is a lot bigger between the star and executive producer of a show versus, I don't know, the craft services person.
I didn't mind
the income gap is.
I didn't mind that she went off on that because I just added 4 words at the end. So she just kept going. Women are underpaid. Women deserve more. Women should be treated better. Things have to change. And I just added the words "in the Middle East." And it just felt better.
Oh, good one. That did, okay. Would allow you to listen to it and not be so upset.
Totally. It rang true for me, and I was like, yeah, baby.
Yeah, you go, girl.
Intersectionality. Okay, like this is another one that you can add to the list of words that liberal elitists use because, I mean, that's who they are. I mean, like, it goes up there with...
That's what they get for their little Ivy League diplomas.
Cisgendered and
cisnormative.
What's the heteronormative, cisgender?
Heteronormative, yeah.
No, what's the other one? The one dialectic. All of these things they love to
eminentizing the eschaton and all of that. All of these words that nobody knows or uses or cares about.
Else. But yeah, they go through the motions on all of these phrases and stuff that no one gets.
It's part of their whole tribe identity, exclusivity, pompous narcissism that they're into. They'll use these words. They're signaling to one another. Somebody who freely uses the phrase Patricia Arquette's spectacular intersectionality fail, and somebody else who understands that and knows where she's coming from. That's their secret club handshake.
Here's what intersectionality is. It means that you need to specify that it's not just, if you're talking about a broader group, you need to go and specify the subgroups. You need to go and talk about each and every person within that broad heading and make sure that their feelings aren't hurt by mentioning them. So Patricia Arquette made her mistake by saying that women need to have all of these things that they already do in fact have. If Patricia Arquette was smart enough to actually, read a study or knew anything about the workforce in general, going through and saying every specific term, say, oh, gay women, oh, women of color, oh, whatever. Go through all of those.
She committed sins of omission, is what she did.
Yeah, the quote that I highlighted here was that she was guilty of erasing by not mentioning. If you don't specifically mention someone, you now are erasing gay women and women of color and all intersecting iterations of those identities.
So
Good God, people.
So intersectionality is it's the drive to add hyphens. I mean,
I believe so.
That's a great definition for it.
Got it. All right, I'm with you.
Well, and if you don't specifically mention someone, you've erased them from existing. That's exactly the same mentality that says if government doesn't fund it, that's exactly the same as it being banned.
Well, we are one hyphenation under God, so I think it's cool. I'm good with it.
You said God, no.
I'm adding my part.
Oh, right. Now, the great thing about this, do you think this plays at all to Middle America? That anyone in Middle America, that the people that are the unpolitical, the apolitical, the folks who just live their lives and they're watching the Oscars and they're, hey, they're seeing some awards for some movies they might have seen, and then they get these headlines the next day instead of who wore what. I will tell you, people, I don't know the important information of what was worn on the red carpet because Patricia Arquette bared her fangs and screwed up and committed this sin of omission. And now that's all anybody's talking about. And the middle is not, they don't know these words. They don't understand this stuff. It's foreign, alien, and weird to them. I think it's lovely watching Hollywood, circle the wagons that way, thinking that they're going to, enlighten and increase and improve the discussion. And what they're doing is ending up going in a more and more tight circle until it's just going to be the few of them and everyone else on the outside.
That they were able to do this, that they were able to get rid of the unions, forcing people to join, forcing dues, that they were able to get a Republican elected, withstand a recall election with millions coming in from outside sources, and then win another election, turn the economy from $2 billion deficit to now running multi-million-dollar surpluses. We need to be using Wisconsin as an example that it can happen anywhere.